This is people's advocate. This is people's advocate Srimanarayana Malala. The people's advocate. Again telling people's advocate Srimanarayana Malala. The people's advocate stand for the people, talk for the people, live for the people, let for the people. So this people's advocate Srimanarayana Malala stand before you to share the knowledge, to talk about knowledge. What will happen with knowledge? Knowledge will make you earn money. So that talk about knowledge, share about knowledge, think about knowledge, research about knowledge. In this perspective, Sriman Narayana came before you to talk about NDAs. How it's useful? Useful to entrepreneurs, useful to companies, useful to chartered accountants, useful to tax advocates. Let's go to talk. Our main concentration is 5 standards. Our main concentration is 5 standards. Those are what? IND-AS 110. What IND-AS 110 speaks about? IND-AS 110 speaks about consolidation. IND-AS 109 speaks about financial instruments. IND-AS 115 speaks about revenue recognition. IND-AS 103 speaks about business combination. IND-AS 10 talks about share-based payment. IND-AS 116 talks about leases. IND-AS by standards. Let's go to leases. We will come from French. Friends, do you know Schedule 3 of Profit and Loss account, Schedule 3 of the balance sheet, general instruction to prepare client and statement of changes in equity, balance sheet 2. Yes, this is your friend. This is your friend, people's advocate, came in front of you to discuss about India's 116 leases. Dear friends, today we are talking about leases, how to lease accounting, to talk about more and more about leases. See, this may be look like very small for you, but it's very big for the people who are in the corporate handling the number of leases taken by them or given by them, treatment of accounting. It's important. So let's go to discuss, my dear friends. This is people said, okay, Simon and Naval, let's talk about you. So talking for you to discuss about subject matter discussion. Let's go back. See, what do you know about leases? The first question. Yes. We'll talk. See, leases, the meaning of lease. The lease is a contract that provides right to control the use of identified asset to lease for a period of time in exchange for consideration. In exchange for consideration. Dates of leases. Inception of date of lease. Date of lease agreement commitment by parties. This date is used to check whether a contract is lease or not. See, the commencement date of lease, date on which asset is provided to lease by the lessor. Accounting of lease is done from this date. Accounting of lease in the books of the lease shall initially recognize the lease liability and related ROU asset. The commencement of the date of the following the lease is a liability. At present value, at present value of the lease, at present value of the lease payments to be made by the lessee over the lessee, the term by using a discounting calculation of the lease liability to be booked initially. Friends, to booked initially. Underline this point, my friend. It's important thing. Dear friends, I would like to tell you that at present value of the lease payment made by a lease over the lease term by using a discount rate calculation of the lease liability to be booked initially. Understand? See how to do that. Year, lease payment, present value factor, discounting rate, present value of the lease payment. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is equal 2 into 3. The 4 is equal 2 into 3. Here, what is 2? The lease payment. What is 3? Present value of the discounting factor. My dear friend, understand what I am talking? See, my dear YouTube watcher, what I am telling you, understand the matter. At a previous year of a lease, the lease payments to be made by the lessor over the lease term, not a single deal, over the lease term. So, by using a discounting factor calculation of the lease liability to be booked initially, year, lease payment, present value of discounting rate, present value of the lease payment. Year 1, lease payment 2, present value of discounting rate 3, present value of the lease payment 4 is equal to 2 into 3. Charge interest expense, finance cost over the lease term and the lease liability to unwind discount. Charge interest expense is a finance cost over the lease term and this lease liability to unwind discount. See, the finance cost, charge, 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 interest expense, finance cost over the lease term on the lease liability to unwind the discount. Calculation of the finance cost on lease liability account using amortization table. Lease liability accounting using amortization table. My dear YouTube watcher, you're understanding my point. See, for that calculation, one table is there. What is the table? The table is first year, next opening balance of the lease liability, next interest at the rate of discounting rate. So that's called the 3 column is the opening balance of the lease liability and the discounting rate. Then you are getting the interest discounting rate. And the 4th column is actual payment of the lease installment. The fifth column is closing balance of the lease liability. My dear friend. So here, what is the ROU asset? Right of use asset. The ROU asset initially recognized at cost. ROU asset initially recognized at cost. The calculation of the cost of the ROU asset. Lease liability amount as a calculator like this. Lease payments made before the commencement date minus lease incentives received before the commencement date plus initially direct cost incurred by the lessee plus present value of the discounting or restoration cost. See how the moment you right to use of asset received initially, you must be recognized at cost, and the calculation is like below. How? What? How? What means? The lease payments made before the commencement date minus lease incentives received before the commencement date plus initial direct cost incurred by the lessee plus present value of the dismantling and restoration cost plus the present value of the dismantling or restoration cost. Depreciation is charged on ROU asset over the lease term using straight line method, but if the lease is reasonably certain to exercise the purchase option at the end of the depreciation on ROU asset is charged over the useful life of the asset. Subsequently, at each balance sheet date, ROU asset can be shown at cost model or revaluation model, same as per India 16. What is India 16? The property, plant and equipment. India 16 is property, plant and equipment. Understand, friends? See, my friend, let's go to talk more and more on this. The lease payments, it means the payments made by a lease or the lease term to a lessor, it includes fixed payment less lease incentive received from the lessee and the payment linked interest rates such as LIBOR or index such as profitability index or inflation index are included using the interest rate or index prevailing on the lease commencement date. See example, a lease payment or 1 lakh beginning of each year. For 3 years, it will be increased by LIBOR rate for each year. Commencement date LIBOR is 2%. Then the first year beginning 1 lakh. Second year beginning 1 lakh plus 2%. 1 lakh 2,000. The third year beginning 1 lakh 2,000 plus 2%. 1 lakh 4,040 rupees. This is a way gauge, friends. Okay. Next, I would like to see second example. In the second example says that a lease payment are 1 lakh at the end of each year. For 3 years, it will be increased based on the profitability index of each year. At a commencement date, the profitability index is a 280. Then the lease payments are first year of the first of the sorry the first year end 1 lakh into 280 by 280. How much? 1 lakh. Second year, 1 lakh into 280 by 280. How much? 1 lakh. Third year, 1 lakh into 280 by 280. How much? 1 lakh. See, the exercise price of the asset. See, my friend, let's come back to discussion. See, exercise price of the asset. Under purchase option, it is reasonably certain that lease will exercise this option. A guaranteed residual value expected to be paid by lease at the end of the lease. The lease term, normal mandatory period of lease plus expected renewal period. Discounting rate to be used for calculating previous year or lease payments. The priority implicit interest rate in the lease contract, less or IRR, it is the rate at which present value of the lease payment plus present value of the unguaranteed residual value is equal fair value of the asset under lease. My dear WatchTube YouTuber, you're understanding? My dear YouTube watcher, you're understanding? Yes, you're understanding. See, the exercise price of the asset, purchase option, if reasonably certain that lease will be exercise this option. See, guaranteed residual value expected to be paid by the lessee at the end of the lease term. The lease term, normal mandatory period. See, the lease term, normal mandatory period of the lease plus expected renewal period. See, the discounting rate to be used for the calculating of the present value of the lease payment. The first priority, implicit interest rate in the lease contract, less or IRR. If the rate at which prevailing the lease payment of the made by the lessee plus the present value of the unguaranteed residual value of the lease is equal fair value of the lease of the under lease. Understood, my friend? See, present value of the lease payments made by the lessee plus present value of the unguaranteed residual value is equal fair value of the asset under lease. That is the first priority, my YouTube watch or YouTube, uh, my YouTube viewer, my YouTube watch viewer. This is the first priority. See, the second priority, incremental borrowing rate of the lease. Then understand the first priority what? Present value of the lease payments made by the lessee plus present value of the unguaranteed residual value is equal to fair value of the asset under lease. The second priority, incremental borrowing rate of lease. Incremental borrowing rate of lease. Journal entries for the accounting lease. At commencement date, ROU asset account debtor, bank account debtor, lease installment received before the commencement date, to lease liability, to bank because you are paying, and provision for dismantling cost. See, the first lease commencement, what will happen? ROU asset will come, and the lease incentives you received. So that's why I'm putting is a bank account debtor. Then what created to you? Lease liability created. And then what happened? You are going to pay. And then what happened? You're going to pay something at the end of the lease for dismantling cost that maybe you're going to spend. Now you bring to that value to the present value and then add it to the here. So then that's why you're going to create a provision for the dismantling cost, my dear friend. Now, at the end of each year, for unwinding discount on lease liability, finance cost account debtor to lease liability. See, for unwinding discount interest, what you are going to do that year, yes, you're going to do that year is the finance cost you're going to charge to P&L account, and simultaneously lease liability is going on there. So that's why finance cost account debtor, lease liability. The liability goes to balance sheet, finance goes to P&L account. Now, for depreciation, what you are going to do? So the depreciation on ROU asset, depreciation account debtor P&L to ROU asset, depreciation account debtor to ROU asset. At the time of payment of lease installment, at the time of payment of lease installment, lease liability account debtor to bank. See, my dear friend, you already created a provision for the lease liability. Am I right? Now you are going to do at the end how? Lease liability account debtor to bank. So, my friend, next, I would like to go to next further steps to be followed to solve the practical question. Step number 1, calculate the lease liability to be broken initially. What you need to do? Step 1, calculate the lease liability to be booked initially. That is the step 1, my dear friend. YouTube watch your YouTube viewer. YouTube watch viewer. This is the step 1. See, my dear friend, what is step 2? What is step 2? Step 2 is calculate the cost of the ROU asset. Calculate the depreciation on ROU asset, its closing balance at the end of year as follows. Hello, dear friend. What I'm talking now? I'm talking now about the IND AS 116 leases and then how to solve practical problem. My dear friend, the step 1 is what? Calculate the liability to be booked initially. Step 2 what? Calculate the cost of the ROU asset. Step 3 what? Calculate the depreciation on ROU asset and its closing balance at the end of each year as follows. See, for that, how to calculate? I'm going to calculate, you're going to listen. Year 1, year 1, opening balance of the ROU asset, depreciation, closing balance is ROU asset is equal to opening balance of the asset minus depreciation. Then the step number 4, calculate the finance cost and lease liability in the closing balance at the end of the each year using the amortization table. Hello, my dear friend, you're watching. Hello, my dear friend. What I would like to tell you, calculate the finance cost on lease liability in its closing balance sheet date at the end of each year using the amortization table. Calculate the finance cost lease liability, its closing balance at the end of the using of the amortization table. Step 5, what you do? You do pass the journal entries. My dear friend, step 5, pass journal entries if required in question. What is the date today? అబ్బా, 8. Tomorrow test tomorrow. It's okay, no issue. Pass journal entries if required in question. See, for example, A Limited takes A Limited A Limited takes on equipment on lease for 3 years. Lease payments are 1 lakh to be made at the end of each year. Discounting rate 10%. Pass journal entries for first year in A Limited books. Solution. Step 1, calculate. Step 1, calculation of the lease liability to be booked initially. Year 1, 2, 3, lease payment 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. Present value factor at the rate of 10%, 0.909, 0.826, 0.7151, year 3. And present value of the lease payment into present value of the discounting factor 10%, then 90,900, 82,600, 75,100, total will be 2,48,600 K. This is the step 1. What step 1 speaks? The step 1 is speaking the lease liability to be booked initially at cost, discounted present valuation cost, discounted present value of the cost, they recognized. Now, step 2, calculation of cost of ROU asset. Lease liability 2,48,600. Calculation of depreciation on ROU asset and its closing balance at each year end. Depreciation is equal to 2,48,600 divided by 3. That is equal to 82,867. Year wise 1 to 3. Balance of the ROU asset 2,48,600, depreciation on that 3 years means SLM method 82,867, closing balance ROU asset will be 1,65,733. Then 1,65,733 minus depreciation 82,867, closing balance 82,866. And then 82,866 minus depreciation 82,866, that is called closing value 0. This is the step 3. We calculated the depreciation. Present value of the lease payment I found out, and every year depreciation I found out, closing balance of the asset I found out. So 3 steps I completed. Now, friend, I would like to go to step number 4. Step number 4, calculation of the finance cost and closing balance of lease liability at each year end, year 1 to 3, opening balance of the lease liability, and opening balance of the lease liability is what? 2,48,600 is the lease liability of the opening. And then you calculate the interest rate at the rate of 10% is 24,860. But actual payment of the lease installment is 1 lakh. Then closing balance will be 1,73,460. Then 1,73,460 into 10 percentage 17,346 minus lease payment 1 lakh, then 90,806. 90,806 into 10 percentage, then 91,194, and then 1 lakh payment, then closing balance will be 0. Then I also arrived step number 4, calculation of the finance cost of the closing balance of the lease liability at each year end. Now I would like to go step number 5. The step number 5, journal entries for first year at commencement date, ROU asset account debtor to lease liability 2,48,600. 2,48,600. At the commencement date, that one. And if I come to at the year end, the finance cost P&L account debtor 2,48,860, and lease liability also 2,48,860 in our example. And year end, we need to charge depreciation account debtor to ROU asset, and lease liability account debtor to bank. See, the 4 journal entries will come. Journal entry number 1, the commencement date, ROU asset account debtor to lease liability 2,48,600, 2,48,600. At the year end, finance cost P&L account debtor to lease liability 24,860, 24,860. Depreciation P&L account debtor to ROU asset 82,867, 82,867. The lease liability, see, there are 4 entries, my friend. First, the date of initial recognition of the ROU asset at the present value of the discounted cash flows computation ROU asset account debtor to lease liability entry. The second entry, depreciation account debtor to ROU asset for the year end. The third entry, you are making the payment of that year ROU asset account debtor to bank. No. Lease liability account debtor to bank, because initially you recognize as a lease liability. Now you are going to pay lease liability as a part payment of the lease payment of that year. My dear friend, you understood, I hope. Friend, thank you. I would be continuing to the another part.
किया गया नंबर अभी व्यस्त है कृपया कुछ समय पश्चात प्रयास करें The number you have dialed is currently busy. Please try later.
భవానీ ఏమనుకోకుండా కొంచెం సలహా చెప్పు భవానీ ప్లీజ్. ఏంది ఆయన 2,000 కొట్టేసినా వద్దా? చేసాంలే, అది వేరు వేరుగా చేసాంలే. అయ్యో అలాంటి చిన్న చిన్న హెల్ప్లు అది పెద్ద విషయం కాదు కదా, మళ్ళీ దానికోసం కట్ చేయడం. అలా లేదా ఒక వారం ఆగేద్దాం అంటవా? అదేలే. ఆహా, ఇప్పుడు పెద్ద అర్జెంట్ ఏముంది మనకి, ఏదైనా ఒకవేళ మళ్ళీ హాస్పిటల్కి పోవచ్చు. అనిల్కి జాబ్ వచ్చింది. అనిల్ చాలా ఇండియా వచ్చేసాడు తెలుసా, ఇందాక ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్పాడు. బెంగళూరు, బెంగళూరు 39 లక్షల ప్యాకేజ్. నా జీవితం నాకంటే చిన్నాడు. 39 లక్షలు బంగారం కాదు. అవుట్ సైడ్ నెల ₹1,00,00,000, ఇక్కడికి వచ్చారు 39 లక్షలు. ఏదో ఒకట్లే దొరికిందిగా. ఫోన్ చేసి అన్న జాబ్ వచ్చిందన్నా అని, థ్యాంక్స్ అన్న. వాడు నాకు 2,000 ఇవ్వాలి, ఎంతవరకు ఇవ్వాలి? ఏం చేస్తా చేతి. వాడు అప్పుడు ఆడున్నప్పుడు 2,000 ఇచ్చేవాడు, ఇంక ఇవ్వలేదు అట్లా. నేను ఎట్లా ఇంకా వాడే ఇంక రెండోసారి అడగలే. సరే అప్పుడు వాడు చదువుకుంటాడు, అవసరం ఇచ్చాను నాకు. సర్లే అయితే ఒక వారం ఆగి పెట్టచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు ఏమంత అర్జెంట్ ఏమన్నా, రేపు ఎల్లుండి ఎప్పుడో కడతానే. ఏందో మనసు ఒక్కసారి అలా చెప్పింది. చూస్తున్నా, యూట్యూబ్లో చూస్తున్నా. యూట్యూబ్లో చూస్తున్నావా? ఎవరు తేపకు చూస్తున్నారు పోతారు ఎవరు? నువ్వేననుకున్నాను కాదా? ఒకసారి చూడు, బాగా పిల్లలు చూపించే మీ డాడీ ఇలా మాట్లాడుతాడు రా అని సంతోషపడతారు. నా కూతురు నా కొడుకు. చూపించు, నా కొడుక్కి కుదురు చూపించు. ఏదో మా బతుకు మేము ఎట్ట పోతుంది. సరే 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 సరే. బాయ్ బాయ్. Bro, your mail ID is showing wrong, bro. You shared some documents. I want to forward you.
Okay, sir. No, sir. He actually shared also to me, sir.
Then okay, fine. Okay. Thank you. When you are going to file the case?
Day after tomorrow.
So how many cases, bro?
4 cases, sir.
4.
Sir, no, sir. I actually forget to say one thing. So if you want to file the case before the commercial establishment court means first we want to file the mediation.
Yeah, okay.
So I already informed that to the client, and the client is also okay with that, sir. So I'm going to file the mediation, sir, first.
Whatever you want, you please proceed. And okay, wherever you need my signature, you take my signature. Okay. And then you proceed. We'll see it.
And sir, if you're going to be busy that day means just inform me, sir. I will just arrange another advocate for that, sir.
Okay.
But you no need to arrange to miss that proceedings.
No, I don't understand. You will arrange means completely they will sign and they will file okalata?
No, sir.
Huh?
For just for the proceedings, they will just go and attend sir. That's it.
No, no need. I am here. No, that and all, no problem.
No, sir. In
See,
case if you're not available, means that's why, sir.
that monthly 1 or 2 times only will come. No, not every day. No, right? No.
No, no, sir. One monthly once or twice. That's it, sir.
Monthly 1 or 2 times, I am possible. No problem.
Okay, sir.
If that day, in case if I have any examination only, I'm not going to do attend. Otherwise, I'll attend. I will be busy two things. One is my examination. Another one is high court case. High court
Okay, sir.
also not every day. No,
Yeah, it's not every day, sir.
not every day. No, that guy paid 3,000 only, bro. What a worst guy, bro. We unnecessarily filed
That
with him.
Coimbatore, sir.
Worst guy. I blocked his number.
Yes, sir. No, sir. He actually didn't also pay to me, sir.
It's a very wrong attitude. Like that means very suffering. No, but this guy, you're
No, sir. This guy is a very decent guy, sir.
very decent
Whatever
guy.
amount he
Pakka will
wants,
pay you. So how much you are going to charge, bro?
I don't have any. First, I
First
will
you
pay
okay,
you
okay,
that.
whatever you want you do.
Okay.
You can take money also, no problem.
Okay, sir.
Huh? First you
No,
charge
sir.
money.
Because the
Thereafter,
thing that
when I
there
am
was
going to
four
attend, I will also
cases.
ask money. Huh?
Okay, sir.
First we want to file, bro. File it, and
Okay.
filing fees that whatever either
Yeah, for
3K
the
or
court
4K
expenses,
you
I
take
actually
it.
charged him, sir.
Uh,
For the court expenses, I charged him, sir. For my fees, I'll be charging it later, sir.
okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
okay.
sir.
That code, yeah, how much bro, that one? Fees is?
For one cases, for mediation is 1,000 rupees, sir.
Okay,
And
okay.
for all of the expenses, I charge a total of 7,000.
Oh,
Total of four cases.
so you paid, ah?
No, now only I actually visit him, sir. He said that I will pay tomorrow.
Okay, no issue. We will pay, no problem, no problem. Huh?
He will pay, sir. I'm sure about it.
Yeah. You need any my signature there over there?
Yes, sir. In one place, I actually need a signature, sir.
Okay. You are coming to my office or what else? How you're taking
No,
signature?
sir. I will just for a second.
Okay.
Signing, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You do proceed whatever you want, huh?
Okay, sir.
But
And
you sure that you file it. Sir, okay. After mediation done, then we'll file in the commercial
no, sir.
establishment.
If the mediation, if the case is over, then it's actually forward for us, sir.
Okay then.
There is a
So in
chance that,
mediation, need any our argument? No need, huh?
sir, no need for argument, but we want to convince the party in the proceedings.
Okay,
No
okay,
argument
okay.
needed, sir, because
Okay.
it's not court, it's just
Hmm.
mediation.
Yeah, mediation, no. Either you, if you are there, you will attend. If you are not there, I will attend. No issue.
Yeah, okay, so I also can able to attend, sir.
Yeah, you can also able to attend. If you are here in Chennai, you will attend. If you are not there, I will attend. No problem. But
Okay,
anyhow,
sir.
that mediation will come by next month only. No, not this month, right?
Yeah, it will come next month, sir, because already a lot of cases are pending in the mediation.
Uh,
They are saying.
so that's why next month. Next month I am free. No problem. Next month after 16th I am free. Till
Okay,
16th
sir.
only I'll busy.
Okay, sir.
Okay, na? Okay. Go ahead, bro. Do it. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Thank you. But
Thank you, sir.
year after any high court case means we'll charge first. Your fees is 7 to 8,000. My fees is around. If they
20,000.
pay 20 or 30, 20 also okay. If they give 20
Okay.
only, I will move. Otherwise, that guy unnecessarily wasted our time, bro.
He
For
literally wasted everything, sir.
because his payment of 3K, I wasted my time, lot of time. See, we spend 1 hour, I will get 4,000, 5,000. So another case only. For unnecessarily, for 3,000 money, I spend around 1 or 2 hours calling, talking, nonsense.
So
Right,
for you,
bro?
it's actually 1 or 2 hours. For me, it's 2 days, sir.
Hmm.
I literally wasted 2 to 3 days, sir, because I just want to go to the court and move the cases there.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of work, sir, in court.
Yes.
I also wasted everything in the case.
Okay.
It's okay, sir. We
Okay.
just gain one of the number, no.
Hmm.
That's perfect for us.
Yeah, okay, bro. So I thought this client will work for us. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, this kind of work for us, sir.
Okay, bro.
Okay, sir.
You
Thank you,
proceed
sir.
whatever you want. Wherever you need my sign, you please go ahead, copy paste, and then whenever my presence is required, I'll come. Otherwise, you can attend this and all. In court, I'll
Okay.
come. No issue problem. Huh?
Okay,
By
sir.
next month, I'll free.
Hmm.
We'll file some couple of cases by Jan 6th, 17th or 18th.
Okay, sir.
It is
It's
under
fine, sir.
pipeline. Few cases, but few are from AP and
Okay.
few are in Chennai only, but they are yet to decide. They are under
Okay, sir.
discussion and investigation on. So once
Okay,
that's
sir.
completed, we will definitely will shoot in the Madras High Court.
Okay, sir.
will proceed, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you. And so one second, sir. So anyway, we are going to file the case at Jan 16 or 17. But in case if you receive the documents in the December month, can you share it to me, sir? Definitely, I'll share. Okay. I'll share. Pakka, I'll share. Don't worry. Okay, sir. But I told them first you go for the appellate authority. Then I will submit like that. I spoke to him. Okay, sir. No need for at least you need a rectification or an appeal, sir. In both anything. No. Rectification. Yeah, okay. Rectification order. Okay, they will pass rectification order. First thing, high courts are looking into that. The person, if he have alternative availability like a first appellate authority, the high court they are not taking. I have seen especially Ramakrishna. What is his name? Saranana Ramakrishna sir.
நீங்கள் டயல் செய்த எண் தற்போது பிஸியாக உள்ளது அல்லது தொடர்பு இல்லை.
సార్ చెప్పండి సార్. సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాను సార్, ఇప్పుడే సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాను. సబ్మిట్ చేసి మీకు అక్నాలెడ్జ్మెంట్ కూడా పెడతా. ఓకేనా? ఓకే 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 థ్యాంక్ యూ. నేను సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాను ఒక 10 నిమిషాలు మీకు వాట్సాప్ చేస్తాను పెట్టిన తర్వాత. ఇది ఫైనల్ రిటర్న్ పరిస్థితి తర్వాత చూద్దాం అంటావా? ఇప్పుడు ఏమంత తొందర లేదు, నీ ఇష్టం, అది నువ్వు ఎప్పుడైనా చేసుకో, నువ్వు చేసుకోవచ్చు అది. ఓకేనా? అది ఇప్పుడు ఇప్పుడు విషయం ఏంటంటే నేను అనేది ఏంటంటే ఇంకో సంవత్సరం ఆగైనా సరే ఆ డబ్బులే ఉంటుంది, ఎక్కువ ఉండదు. ఓకేనా? ప్రజెంట్ యాక్ట్ లో ఉందే మ్యాక్సిమం అదే ఫీజు. రేపు ఎప్పుడన్నా ఒక నిర్మలా సీతారామన్ ఇది వచ్చింది, స్కీమ్ వచ్చింది, వివాల్ విశ్వాస్ స్కీమ్ అని. ఆ స్కీమ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు లాగిచ్చేయాలి, 500 గంటలు లాగిచ్చేయచ్చు మ్యాక్సిమం 10 రూపాయలు. నేను అలాగే 2-3 క్లోజ్ చేశాను. నీకు ఆ స్కీమ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు నేను ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్తాను. అప్పుడు 500 అడిగి తీసుకుని కట్టేసి క్లోజ్ చేస్తే పోతుంది. ఓకేనా? సరే. మేడం బిజీయా మేడం? హలో
హలో.
మేడం బిజీగా ఉన్నారా?
మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను అన్నయ్య, నేను బయటకు
ఓకే
వెళ్తున్నా.
ఓకే ఓకే మేడం, ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ మేడం, ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ మేడం. ఊరికే చేశానులే.
థ్యాంక్ యూ, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే ఓకే మేడం, ఆల్ ది బెస్ట్ మేడం.
ఓకే.
హలో సార్, నేను నాకు ఓటీపీ వచ్చింది. ఒక 2 నిమిషాల్లో చెప్పాలా?
చెప్తా సార్.
ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు చెప్తానండి ఓటీపీ.
సరే సార్. కాకపోతే పోయి ఆడ అవసరం అవసరం లేదే ఇక.
ఏం సార్, ఇంకేం అవసరం లే. ఏ అవసరంలా.
నార్మల్ ఆర్డర్ ఇష్యూ చేస్తారు.
అసలు ఆర్డర్ లేదు, ఏం లేదు, అయిపోయింది. ఇంక దీంతో క్లోజ్ అయిపోయింది.
ఫోన్ చేసిన కానీ మేము ఆన్లైన్ రిప్లై ఇచ్చిన సార్ అంటే
అంతే. డియర్ సార్, ప్లీజ్ ఫైండ్ ది అటాచ్మెంట్స్ ఫర్ యువర్ రెఫరెన్స్.
మళ్ళీ ఎట్లా అంటాడు ఏమన్నా.
కొంచెం టైప్ చేస్తున్నాను, ఒక సెకండ్ సార్. డియర్ సార్, ప్లీజ్ ఫైండ్ దీస్ అటాచ్మెంట్స్ ఫర్ యువర్ రెఫరెన్స్. we drafted DRA we drafted detailed reply for the above notice. We already discharged DI liability in Jan 26. Same. Jan 24. Jan 24. 24. Later on, no supply made against those, hence not taken TCS credit due to it's not our supply. Hence, kindly drop the proceedings. సార్ ఏమని రాశారంటే చూడండి. డియర్ సార్, ప్లీజ్ ఫైండ్ ది బిలో అటాచ్మెంట్స్ ఫర్ యువర్ రెఫరెన్స్. We drafted detailed reply for the above notice. We are already discharged the liability in Jan 24. Later on, no supply made against those. Hence, not taken TCS credit, but not taken TCS credit due to it's not our supply. Hence, kindly drop the proceedings. For our supply, we already discharged discharged in Jan 24. The same Jan 24 for above.
అంటే వాళ్ళు డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఫీల్ చేయాలి. మాఫీగా చేంజ్ అయితే మళ్ళీ అది కొట్టింటారు.
Discharge Jan 24. చాలు, ఇంక రిప్లై చాలే. Dear sir, please find the below attachment for your reference. We drafted detailed reply for the above notice. We already discharged the liability in Jan 24. For the corresponding amount for the same above stated in notice. Later on, no supply made against those. Later on, no supply made any other such like. Hence, hence not taken TCS credit. Dear sir, please find the below attachments for your reference. We drafted detailed reply for the above mail. Above notice we already discharged liability Jan 24 for the same stated in notice. That's it. ఇంక మళ్ళీ ఇంక ఎక్స్ట్రా చెప్పనక్కర్ల మళ్ళీ వాడు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతాడు. ఇంక ఎన్ని ఎందుకు మేము తీసుకున్నాం ఎన్ని
దాని
అవసరం.
అయితే మనకేం కావాలంటే సార్ అదే డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు మిస్టేక్ చేసి డబుల్ ఎంట్రీ కావాలి.
Dear sir, please find this. Dear sir, please find the below attachment for your reference. We drafted a detailed reply for the above notice. We already discharged liability in Jan 24. The same stated in notice. Same stated in notice. But department.
డిపార్ట్మెంట్ పేరు కూడా చెప్పండి సార్.
అవసరం but department. Yeah, but department mistakenly department SCA, but department mistakenly they shown such what have shown they shown twice
మంచిదా సార్.
they shown twice in their returns, hence it appears like that, but there is only one transaction, TRANSS transaction. It's already discharged. Discharged the liability. Hence drop the proceedings.
డిపార్ట్మెంట్ పేరు అవసరం లేదు సార్.
ఏం అవసరం మనం డీటెయిల్గా దాంట్లో రాసేది ఎందుకు ఇవన్నీ ఏదో జస్ట్ ఒక 4 మాటలు రాయమంటే రాసాం, అది కూడా ఎందుకు పోవాలని. ఎక్కడ ప్లేస్ ఏంది? హైదరాబాదా ప్లేస్? ఇక్కడ ప్లేస్ ఏ ప్లేస్ ఇది? ఏ ఊరు ఇది? మంచిరాల. పర్లేదు సార్, అవన్నీ ఏం కాదు సార్. ఒక సెకండ్లో ఓటీపీ వచ్చింది, ఒక 2 నిమిషాల్లో ఓటీపీ వచ్చింది చెప్పాలి సార్. 2 నిమిషాల్లో ఓటీపీ వచ్చింది చెప్పాలి. చెప్పు ఓటీపీ చెప్పు. రాలేదా? చెప్పు. 233 ఉండు, అసలు అన్ని కరెక్ట్గా అటాచ్ లేవు, ఒకసారి చూసుకోండి ఎందుకని మంచిది. మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి సబ్మిట్ కొట్టిన తర్వాత రాదు, వెనక్కి రాదు ఇది. అదేలే ఈ ఉన్నాయిగా, ఈ లెటర్ కాదు, లెటర్ వచ్చమే కాదు, ఈ GSTR 1 అవి అటాచ్మెంట్ చేసాం కదా, అవన్నీ ప్రాపర్గా అటాచ్మెంట్ ప్రాపర్గా అయిందో లేదో ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసుకుందాం అని. ఒక సెకండ్ చూస్తున్నాను ఇది. సిస్టమ్ హ్యాంగ్ అవుతుంది, ఒక సెకండ్. మనీ డ్రాప్ చేయాలి. ఎవరు
సిద్ధేశ్వర్
నా అర్థం లేదు, గుర్తులేదన్న. ఒక సెకండ్ టైప్ చేస్తాను మళ్ళీ. ఇది డియర్ సార్ ప్లీజ్ ఫైండ్ ది below attached reply, kindly drop the proceedings since we already discharged the above supply liability in Jan 24. That department twice entered their data, hence its mistake appearing. There is no actual supply. అయిపోయింది. ఒక్క 2 నిమిషాలు వచ్చేసింది. ఓటీపీ వచ్చింది చూద్దుగానే.
అది ఈ 23-24 లా వర్క్ వచ్చిన మనం బిల్ చూపెట్టకుంటే ఇన్పుట్ క్యారీ ఫార్వర్డ్ DRC03 వేయచ్చు కదా సార్?
అర్థం కాల. తర్వాత మాట్లాడదాను. ఉండి ఒక సెకండ్, నేను సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాను. నేను చెప్పింది అర్థం కాలేదు నాకు. సరే DRC03 అంటే నువ్వు డిమాండ్ కట్టమేగా. ఎందుకు అసలు డిమాండ్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది? మనం నిజంగా కట్టాలా లేదా చూసుకోవాలి కదా. నీకు విషయం తెలుసా? ఇన్పుట్ ట్యాక్స్ క్రెడిట్ వాడటం అనేది ట్యాక్స్ లైబిలిటీకి వాడచ్చు, డిమాండ్కి వాటికి వాడలేవు, పెనాల్టీస్కి వాటికి వాడలేవు. దానికి రిస్ట్రిక్షన్ ఉంది. లేదా అందరూ ఆడారు డిమాండ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు. మీకు డిమాండ్, ఇంట్రెస్ట్, పెనాల్టీలు కట్టాలంటే అదే ట్యాక్స్కి అయితే అడ్జస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇంట్రెస్ట్కి, పెనాల్టీకి వాటికి కట్టలేము. DRC 01, Anaxer A, Anaxer B, CDE, that's it. మర్చిపోయినా, కాల్లో ఉండేసరికి ఇంటర్నెట్ ఫాస్ట్గా రావట్లా. కాల్ కట్ చేస్తాను, వాట్సాప్ కాల్ చేయ. ఓటీపీ చెప్పు, పర్లేదు. ఓటీపీ చెప్పు. చూస్తున్నా ఉండే. ఎంత 34E390 34E390. సరే అయిపోయింది, సబ్మిట్ చేశాను. నీకు ఎకరాల్సి పంపిస్తాను. ఆయన పంపించి రేపు పొద్దున్న 1000 రూపాయలు వసూలు చేసుకో ఆయన దగ్గర మనం. ఆ?
పంపిస్తుంది.
ఆహా. సరే అయిపోయింది, నీకు మెసేజ్ కూడా వచ్చి ఉంటుంది, నేను పంపిస్తాను నీకు.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
బాయ్. సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
We want to check when funds application is moving, but I am not asking from that person. You should check. You should call them and then we will discuss.
సార్, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ ఇన్ టు సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ సార్. ఐఎమ్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ హైకోర్ట్ సార్.
But you have a knowledge regarding that. That this you are experience for that.
Okay, I am not actively involved into Supreme Court, sir. You asked, can you check in online Supreme Court if an advocate has filed something, especially when the case is not yet listed. I want to check what is the advocate entered in the application. That we cannot see, sir. That only available with the that clerk where he filed physically, and that one copy they should serve the your defendant also. I mean, whoever made your, for example, your opposite party, for you they will serve it, sir. They will not just like that only present in court. One copy they will give to you, sir.
Some my client file bail application.
Hmm.
I have checked that what ground of appeal they have
Yeah,
applied
they will give
that.
you, sir. They will give copy. Then only you can check. No, they will give copy. One copy for you. They will give whatever they file. No, first they need to
You check online.
service. Huh? They need to service of notice to you, so that you will get it. Whatever they are filing, one copy they will give you, sir. They will give you, sir. Then only you will also.
Without this, we cannot check otherwise.
Yes, sir. That's what, as per my knowledge, sir.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
So no problem, no issues.
Yeah, yeah. You check that guy, no? He's in Supreme Court, no? Ask him, sir. Hello?
Okay, sir, I will check.
Yeah, I'm preparing exam, sir. That Supreme Court exam dedicatedly. I'm not looking into any other thing. That AOR exam only preparing, sir. Continuously. Once a perfect prepare, once okay. Writing mark test, once okay, I'll give attempt. Otherwise, I'll fail again. No, that's why. Only four, five attempts is there in lifetime, sir.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir. Bye,
Good.
sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Hmm.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, once I passed that exam, sir, once I passed that exam, whatever from the Punjab High Court you give me, for you I'll do free of cost.
No issue, no
After
issue.
passing exam, then I can file my own in Supreme Court. No need any signature, anyone.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, bye, sir.
Bye, bye.
Sorry, guys. Friends, sorry for your inconvenience. The people advocate Seeman Narana Malala came back to discussion again. We are in the middle of the India's 116. We are going to complete now, my dear friends. Let back to the business. See, what I want to tell here. How many pages is there? Okay, we'll complete, no problem. See, now our target, now time is, how much time? Yo, time not paraga. Ennada? Bro. Not seen. Now time is 8 o'clock. Within half an hour maximum, we are going to complete India's 118. India's 116. Dear friends, we studied till the basics of the India's 116. Now we are going advanced level India's 116. Let's discuss. My dear friend, otherwise stop this video and do another video, because people will not watch if more time also. Okay, no issue. We'll continue this also, no problem. What will happen? Nothing. We'll see. Again coming, going back, not good. Accounting of lease modification in the books of lease. A lease modification means change in terms of the contract, lease taken area, lease payment. If modification lease contract results in increase in area, increase in lease payment with standalone selling price of such increased area, and treat it is a separate lease contract. Friends, the people advocate Sriman Narayana Malala is going to talk about accounting of lease modification. The lease modification, the lease modification means change in terms of the lease contract, lease term, and lease payment. If modification in lease contract results in increase in area, increase in lease payment with standalone selling price, with standalone selling price of such increased area, treat it as a separate lease contract. Increase in lease term, increase in area lease payment, or increase in decrease or lease payment apply case A. Say decrease lease term, decrease area lease payment apply case B. A mix of A and B, increase in area and lease payment plus decrease in lease term, and apply case C. Apply case A. Apply case A. Steps to be followed to solve the practical question. Step 1. Calculate lease liability to be booked initially on commencement date. Calculate cost of the ROU asset recognized in commencement date. Calculate calculate closing balance of calculate closing balance of ROU asset on modification date using depreciation table. See, friends, we are talking about A. What is A? A is increment lease term and increment area of the lease payment and decrease in lease payment. That is the case. Increase or decrease in the lease payment, we are applying this case. What are the steps need to be followed in such case? In such case, what are the things to follow in such case? Case A. Steps to be followed to solve the practical question. Step 1. Calculate lease liability to be booked initially on commencement date. Step 2. Calculate cost of ROU asset recognized on commencement date. Step 3. Calculate closing balance of the ROU asset on modification date using depreciation table. Calculate closing balance of the lease liability on modification date using amortization table. Calculate the first one. Calculate lease liability to be added initially commencement date. Calculate cost of the ROU asset recognized on commencement date. And step 3, calculate the closing balance of the ROU asset on modification using depreciation table. Calculate closing balance of the lease liability on modification date using amortization table. Calculate revised lease liability on modification date using discounting rate of modification date. Difference between amount of lease liability in September 5, step September 4 will be adjusted in lease liability account ROU asset account. Set account. Example, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lease payment 1000, 1500, 1000, 2000, 1500. Then you are going to apply present value of the factor 10%, 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 0.683, 0.621. Present value you computed. Then initial lease liability came. After 3 years, lease has been modified to increase lease term by one more year. For sixth year, lease payment will be 1000. Discounting rate of modification date is 11%. Now How to calculate? We are going to watch that. Calculate years 1, 2, 3. Closing balance of the lease liability on modification date after 3 years. Opening balance 5,197. Interest rate 10 percentage. Actual payment 1,000. Closing balance. Next year 4,717 will happen, and then interest rate will be 10 percentage 472, and actual payment 1,500, and then closing balance 3,689. Year 3, opening balance 3,689, interest 10 percentage 369, actual payment 1,000, closing balance will be 3,058. It is representing present value remaining original lease payment on modification of the previous year 2,000 rupees 1,500. If representing present value of the remaining original lease payment on modification date, present value 2,000, 1,500, and fourth year and fifth year. See now the revised lease liability that should exist in the books on modification date as per the modified terms. The fourth year 2,000, fifth year 1,500, sixth year 1,000. Present value factor applied at the rate of 11 percentage. And then present value will be 3,751. See the adjustment to be made in the lease liability balance on the modification date 3,751 minus 3,058, that is called 693. What we did, the person said whatever the modifications, with that modification we would apply 10% rate, then you computed some rate. And that 3 years alone, the fourth year, fifth year, sixth year alone, the lease payments, whatever the modified, I applied the present value of the factor 11 percentage, and then I brought to the present value, and then this present value reduced from that value. And then what happened? Adjustments to be made in the lease liability when the actual rate of 10 percentage and the modification rate 11 percentage, what is that between the two differences? Then adjustment to be made in the lease liability of the balance on the modification date 3,751 minus 3,058 is equal 693. Increase in the liability. Journal entry for modification ROU asset account debtor, ROU asset account debtor to lease liability 693, 693. Understand? ROU asset account debtor to lease liability 693. The steps to be followed to solve the practical question. Step number 1. Calculate lease liability to be booked initially on commencement date. Step 2. Calculate cost of ROU asset recognized on commencement date. Step 3. Calculate closing balance of ROU asset on modification date using depreciation table. Step 4. Calculate the closing balance of the lease liability on modification date using amortization table. ఫ్రెండ్స్, అరే అమ్మా బడవా, ఇండియన్ 16 అవ్వలేదు, చాలా ఉన్నాయి. అదర్ థాట్స్ వచ్చి డిస్టర్బెన్స్ చేస్తున్నాయి. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్? Okay. Case B. What is meant by case B? The case B is decrease in lease term or decrease in area of the lease payment. Apply case B. Apply case B. So decrease in lease, decrease in lease term or decrease in area and lease payment. Apply case B. Steps to be followed to solve the practical question. Step 1. Calculate the lease liability to be booked initially on commencement date. Step 2. Calculate the cost of the ROU asset recognized on commencement date. Step 3. Calculate closing balance of the ROU asset on modification date using depreciation table. Step 4. Calculate closing balance of the lease liability on modification date using amortization table. Step 5. Calculate gain or loss due to decrease in lease term or area. Calculation of gain or loss if there is a decrease in area. Reduction in ROU asset balance, closing balance of the ROU asset on modification day into decrease in area divided by original area. Reduction in lease liability balance, closing balance of the lease liability on modification date into decrease in area divided by original area. Difference between these two amounts, gain or loss due to decrease in area. Calculation of the gain or loss if there is decrease in lease term. Reduction in ROU asset, reduction in ROU asset balance, closing balance of the ROU asset on modification date into decrease in lease term, remaining lease term as per the original contract. Reduction in lease liability balance, closing balance of these liability on modification date. Present value of the original lease payment and remaining revised lease term using original discounting rate. Difference between these two amounts, gain or loss due to decrease in the lease term. Journal entry. The lease liability account data are lease loss on reduction account. It goes to P&L. Account data to ROU asset account to gain on reduction account. P&L account. Difference between these two amounts, gain or loss due to decrease in the lease term. Journal entry, lease liability. Lease liability account debtor, loss on reduction account P&L account debtor to ROU asset account to gain on reduction account P&L account. Calculate closing balance of ROU asset on modification date after above reduction. Balance as per step 3. Wait. Huh. Friends, steps to be followed to solve the practical question. Step number 1, calculate the lease liability to be booked initially on commencement date. Step 2, calculate the cost of the ROU asset recognized on commencement date. Step 3, calculate the closing balance of the ROU asset on modification date using depreciation table. Step 4, calculate closing balance of the lease liability on modification date using amortization table. Step 1, calculate lease liability to be booked initially on commencement date. Step 2, calculate cost of ROU asset recognized on commencement date. Step 3, calculate closing balance of ROU asset on modification date using depreciation table. Step 4, calculate closing balance of the lease liability. Calculate Calculate closing balance of the lease liability on modified date using the amortization table. Step 5, calculate gain or loss due to decrease in the lease term area. Calculate gain or loss if there is a decrease in area. Reduction in ROU asset balance. Closing balance of the ROU asset on modification date into decrease in area divided by original area. Reduction in lease liability balance. Closing balance of the lease liability on modification date into decrease in area divided by original area. Difference between these two amounts is gain or loss due to decrease in area. Calculation of gain or loss if there is a decrease in lease term. Reduction in ROU asset balance. Closing balance of the ROU asset on modification date into decrease in the lease term. Remaining lease term as per original contract. Closing balance of ROU asset on modification date into decrease in lease term. Closing balance of the ROU asset to modification date decrease in the lease term divided by remaining of lease term of the as per the ఈ చదివిన అర్థం కాదు సమ్ చేస్తే చెప్పగలరా? ఆ, ఆ, ఏమి చెప్పు. చెప్పు. ఏదో ఒకటి చెప్పగలరా? ఏమన్నారా? ఏమన్నా ఒకటి సబ్మిట్ చేసా, మామూలుగా దానికి 2000 చేయాలి అప్పుడు. సరే 1000 రూపాయలు రేపు ఇస్తా అన్నాడు. 1000 రూపాయలు అడిగి 1000 రూపాయలు చెప్పా. 1000 రూపాయలు పంపుతా ఒక నోటీస్ సబ్మిట్ చేసామనికి 2000 అడిగి చేస్తా 1000 రూపాయలు వాడు వెళ్ళి రాకి ఫోన్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అయింది.
Your call has been.
హలో
Hello.
Raki, this is Advocate Srimannarayana Malila.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
See, if you are silent on the documentation part, he will pass 143 order. Once the pass order, you need to go for appeal only unnecessarily.
Okay.
So you need to give some proof and then submit. Otherwise,
Particular bank people, they're saying we don't have any of the document. We already said to take a backup and all those things.
that's okay. That's okay. At least to that whatever you paid insurance, that will be there na.
Which one?
See,
I have the acknowledgement which I have already given it to you, no, sir.
that is which year? That is different. No,
Last to
this
last
is
year
different
also I
here.
gave you the acknowledgement. No.
Now, see, it is same notice is a different notice, no?
Which one, sir?
Now again one notice came. No, that is different notice. That is different notice.
Yeah.
That's why this notice I am asking you reply.
Which notice, sir?
Ayyo, you shared me no one notice. 143 to scrutiny assessment. Sir,
Sir, 2 weeks before I sent you one screenshot. You're talking about that
that
notice.
only, that only. I am talking that
That
only.
is the 2024-25, sir.
Ah,
That is the old one. Old one. I gave you one zip copy which had all the risk of details in that. No,
given to whom?
you on the chat WhatsApp.
That already we submitted. No, then.
Which
Sir,
document, sir?
sir, 1 minute, sir. What I am telling you, one time you give me something, I submitted. Okay, na?
Yeah.
Again, he sent
So
one
that
more
is for
notice.
25-26 that whatever we submitted, right?
Sir, see 1 minute, sir. Now, this is for the assessment year 24-25, sir. He asking the proof of the admission of the course and relationship with the pursuing of the course and complete the details of the course fee. This and all he asking, sir. Not about bank
That's
leave.
what I'm saying, sir.
Ah,
In that zip copy that I've sent to you
ah.
has this details. Or if you want, I will redo that and send it across to you.
When you send the chickpal, then I might have also already submitted. No,
Remember
then.
before this, when we filed, they reopened this particular thing and they sent it again. You remember, sir, last time I paid you $2,000. That time we put all these details only and resent. No.
Ayyo, sir, that is different, sir. You filing the then there are you only given numbers. Now you asking document. You want to see the document, actual document.
So it's the same time when I sent you 2,000 rupees, at the same time I've also sent you all the actual documents which I filed during that particular year. After seeing that only you repeat all these things, no, sir.
Okay, then, sir, 1 minute, sir. Then I submitted. Again asking. Then no, you give me 1,000 rupees. And at that time only I submitted. No, whatever you
Yeah,
given, I annexed and I submitted.
that's what I'm also saying. Whatever documents that were there, we submitted already. I don't know what extra documents these people wanted now.
Sir, okay. Whatever you have, again you send me. I'll submit.
Okay,
Otherwise,
sir.
because whatever. But okay, you also know that no, whatever you give and whatever extra he asking, that alone you give me. I'll submit.
Okay, sir. I'll put that extra. See, relationship, what should I mention? She's my daughter, then that's the
Sir,
that's
whatever,
fine.
sir. See, sir, what I'm asking you,
Uh,
whatever he asking in this document, you give me, sir. That alone I'll submit again. You
okay.
might be given last time. Maybe I have somewhere that files. I'm not able to trace now. Huh? You give me again. Again I'll submit.
Okay, sir.
This is for what? Assessment year 24-25. Means financial year 23-24.
Yeah, 2024 only. I'll
Ah,
submit.
what I'm asking you, you
Okay, sir.
give me all documents alone. Again I'll upload. There is no nothing to draft something. Just asking proof, we'll upload proof. That's it.
Okay, okay,
No
sir.
more drafting this and that. He asking only documents. I will upload
Okay,
all documents. Whatever you give, I'll upload. Already time
okay.
over. Huh? When we need to reply this one? 1 month.
Yeah, we still have another, I think, 5 6 days, sir.
So now I am asking you. You give me all documents, whatever documents. I'll upload
Okay,
all. I'll upload all.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hmm? A
Okay,
simple. I'll draft simple reply. Dear sir, please find this all like that. I'll draft simple reply. I'll upload. Last time
okay,
I drafted so this and that. No need that much. This time normal reply. I'll draft and I'll submit.
okay. But they are asking for the bank statement. So what should we do for them? That's
Sir,
only the
that's what,
concern
sir.
now.
Sir, whatever you have, give me, I'll submit, sir. Whatever you don't have, because we should not be idle. If we are not submitting, what will happen? We will conclude that we don't have anything. Then we'll pass simply order, then we will have so many other problems. Because if I filed appeal, then for they will once the assessment order come, penalty proceedings will come. If you want to stop penalty proceedings, 20% pre-deposit required. So many other stuff. We don't want to entertain all those. That's why we want to reply promptly whatever he asking. So if he understood everything genuine, he will drop here itself. He could not pass any assessment order. So that's why I want to protect you. You please be alert. Don't
Okay,
take it
okay, sir.
easy because
Send
I
the
have
documents
a
right away, sir.
hundreds of clients I have. I'm struggling. I'm filing appeals, this and stuff. Do you know how much appeal fees we charging? Now
Okay.
recently one cooperative society came
Uh,
from Anantapur. For that, I filed. They already Chadaman filed CID appeal. They were dismissed. Then they asking to go for IT. Then I represented in IT. I asked 1 lakh fees. That case
okay.
1 lakh before IT. In other cases, CID appeal. How much we are charging? 20,000 because we need to draft so many things and submit so many other stuff is there.
Okay,
But
okay,
you
sir.
don't want to entertain all those stuff. No, see, all this painful to you also. No, for example, even if I ask 10,000 also, it will painful to you. Why you want all this? That's why you want to close the proceedings in the scrutiny assessment itself by producing all the documents.
Okay, sir.
If
Okay.
anything we are missed, na, he is deemed conclude that we don't have anything.
I'll send you, sir. I'll
He
send
will
you.
pass simply order. That's why
Okay, I'll send you,
you
sir. I'll
don't
send you.
take it easy. I will that why I call you because I too busy. Even then I remembered Rocky should be respond. That's why I call you. One time I
Okay,
called you,
okay,
but
sir.
you didn't pick up my call. No problem.
I was out of country, sir, that time.
Yeah.
I
You
just came.
please you go through that. Whatever you have that again forward me. Again I'll
Okay.
upload. And then user ID password also. You have user ID password.
I
Maybe
have, sir.
somewhere
I'll send
shared.
it to you.
Yeah, you forward me that also. I will do today itself or tomorrow itself.
Okay,
But
okay,
don't
sir.
take it as a granted because they will be make us our life will be discomfort. Discomfort.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Incoming voice call from Warren Agash Hyderabad.
The more you learn, the more you
Incoming
earn.
voice call from Warren Agash Hyderabad.
Is so true. Look at successful people like Bill Gates.
సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. భవానీ, శుభపరిణామం ఏంటంటే శుభపరిణామం ఏంటంటే వింటావా? వింటున్నావా వింటలేదా? ఒక్క సెకండ్ ఎక్కువ చెప్పండి. ఒక్క సెకండ్ అయ్యి నేను అయ్యో ఒక్క సెకండ్ నేను ఒక్క సెకండ్. హలో, సరే ఓకేలే, బాయ్. అయితే ఇంకేముంది, డబ్బులు వేరే వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చారు, ఆయనకు 2000 ఇచ్చేస్తే పని అయిపోయింది. Sir, hello.
Tell me, Narayana.
Sir, 2000 I sent you through phone pay, sir.
Oh,
Sir, sir.
okay, okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.